Small cars with big power. Yes, yeah. Yes please. Hello guys and welcome back to Car Obsession. You join me on another episode of Get Your Car Featured. The idea is very simple, it's in the name, Get Your Car Featured. This week, as you can see, I'm joined by a rather tasty Mk7.5 Ford Fiesta ST. So I've got Jack to my left hand side, the owner. He's going to give us a little brief overview of the car, which will be a little bit difficult for him because a lot has gone into this car, but we'll do our best try not to talk too much because I'm sure you want to see this car driven. Anyway, I will hand over to Jack now. He will talk us through the mods and what he's done to the car. So take it away, Jack.
So I bought this car as essentially a street car with not much. A few bits were done, but not in the goal that I wanted to start off as. So a lot of things have had to be rebuilt and redone to go on track. Car came with big brakes, but they were ruined, so I had to get new disc and rotors and new pad setup on them. That's the 300mm EBC.
So, I was about to say you're running EBC, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's a 300mm EBC big brake setup, which with 5mm spacers and 16-inch wheels only just clears.
Yeah, I mean you can fit two Rizzlers in that gap, I'd say. Yeah, I can barely get a fingernail in there, so that is tight.
But it works. It is brilliant. I run two sets of pads. I run RP1s on the road and then RPXs on track because RPXs have a tendency to ruining discs.
I'd like to know more about those off camera because I'm intrigued to try them on the MX-5. But that's a different conversation which we won't bore you with on camera.
So I've tested the two pads on this setup and RPXs are unreal. I'm looking at SR21s in the future, but that's in the future. With these I run normal 16-inch 1.2 Team Dynamics, nice and lightweight. I run the same wheels on track with AR1s, but obviously being on the road I'm not going to run AR1s and ruin my track wheels.
Makes perfect sense.
It's lowered on STX coilovers built by KW.
Nice.
Which are all right. Again, it was a street car when I bought it, and it doesn't have damper settings, which is what I want to upgrade to in the future.
Okay, so you can't adjust the dampers. It's just okay.
So that's something I want to change. Because you get into a point now on track where you want to start learning and doing a little bit more.
You want to start tweaking things, don't you?
You want to start tweaking things.
And different tracks will have different cambers and different things, different nuances, and that you want to adjust the car to. I completely get that.
I mean, tracks like Blighton, I've done Blighton a few times now, and the curbs there are monstrous.
Really?
I've come back with mounts and bushes hanging off because I've hit curbs a bit too hard.
Well, actually, you've got evidence of that. Let's have a look at one of your rear axle bushes.
Bear with.
Here's one we made earlier. I mean, look at the state of this sorry chap.
Granted, I did have to drill it out.
I mean, that has been through the mill, hasn't it?
It's
original.
But it's now polybushed. So the rear axle's now done. I heard a bit of knocking at Donington a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, it needs doing.
Exactly.
So they're now done, and the rear end feels a lot stiffer now.
Nice.
But overall, the suspension itself is quite stiff, but I want to go stiffer so the car feels more settled at higher speeds, meaning I can get faster times for time attack. Interior-wise, I've got a Volantec wheel with adaptive buttons, so I still have my horn. Also, these buttons all adapt to cruise control.
So MOT compliant, of course.
Indeed. And it means because I still drive this to the track, long journeys on the motorways, I still have cruise control. It's brilliant.
That's handy, isn't it? Your shifter, that intrigues me.
Yeah, so that is a Cooler Works shifter.
Tell us about your shaft.
So me personally, I don't like the stock knob that comes with the Coolerworks shifters. I find it really uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I went on eBay and one of my mates sent me a Quaife bulb knob, which is much nicer to use on the road and racing and things like that. So I thought I'd go with white because the cage is white, the harnesses have white in them.
Makes sense. Let's have a look at the cage, because you guys wouldn't have seen that really because of the tinted rear windows. And that's an AirTech cage, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's an AirTech cage. And then the buckets, I've got I believe these are Pro Race Corbo buckets. Smaller size than the passenger side because I have all kinds of passengers jump in. So having a bigger size means, you know, it's a one size fits all.
I quite like the tartan effect.
So that was a gift from B Road at the Stag.
Oh yes.
They used to work at Corbeau.
Yeah, the pub up the road.
Oh, okay. And they saw that I had Club Sports, and they said they had some covers upstairs that they don't use anymore because they don't have Club Sports. So this was when they were rarely new. I've got a post up on my Instagram about it, and sure enough, they went upstairs, grabbed these custom seat covers that they made, and gave them to me. I was like, how much do you want from them? No,
nothing.
Just have them. No. I was like, okay.
Buy a pint and they're yours.
Yeah, pretty much. And
let's have a look to see what's going on under the bonnet. Hang on, I have to remember, because if I don't do it properly, that bit falls off. I'm learning. Right, let's crack open the bonnet. And then we can have a little chat about the beating heart of this time attack weapon, or soon to be time attack weapon. So yes, now again, we will try and keep this brief, guys. It's very difficult because there is a lot going on underneath here. So by all means, if there's anything that we skip over, or if you want to know more, drop me a comment in the comment section, then I will relay that onto Jack and I'll give you an answer, because there's a lot to unpack here. But anyway, back over to you, Jack.
So this engine has covered near on 130,000 miles now.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's been tuned at hybrid power for 70,000 miles.
Yeah.
And thanks to Stealthworks on the Sunstrip, they have been amazing.
Yeah.
One of my good mates, Tony, who lives local to me, we do a lot of data runs and things like that to make sure this is running perfect. And I've been and seen Gareth, the guy who owns Stealthworks, a few times for health checks. He's boroscoped it for me.
Yeah.
And any issues regarding engine wise that I can't get my head round, message Gareth straight away. He is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a very good community, and I think that's partly the reason why this has kept going, because of the response you get with the mapping they use.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So mapped by Stealthworks with a X48R turbo, ported manifold. This is a full custom crossover that goes all the way down to the turbo.
I mean, I don't know if I can show this because this is nigh on pornographic. I mean, that is, that's good. That should come with a warning.
Yeah, so you can probably see it on the camera. It's a bit oily in here, but don't worry.
It's not too bad.
Don't worry.
The camera's flattering.
We did do a rocker cover change a couple of weeks ago to basically stop that from happening.
Yeah.
It's just where things are getting old now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Rocker cover gaskets are quite common for failing on a multitude of cars. So yeah, it's and it's probably the original one that's been in there since factory, so it makes sense that it's finally gone, no, I can't do it anymore.
Pretty much.
I've got nothing left.
Yeah.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
So since owning this, engine work wise, we've done cam belt, water pump, injector seals, rocker cover gasket twice.
Yeah.
Vacuum pump twice, new turbo when I bought the car, and yeah, I mean, gearbox as well recently. A big part to play in putting the power down is a diff.
Of course it is.
One of my good mates had a gearbox sitting in his garage with 50,000 miles on the clock.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I'll buy the gearbox, I'll buy a diff, and Tony did all the work to get it properly balanced and all the bearings fitted and pushed and everything like that. And now it has a fresh gearbox with a Quaife diff, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's honestly the best money I've ever spent, and I'm more annoyed I didn't do it sooner. Racing on track.
But you've done it now, that's the main thing.
The main thing is, yes, I've done it now, and it's, you'll feel it when we're out.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Speaking of which, that's a very nice segue. It's almost like you've done this before. We'll strap some GoPros to the car, go out for a little spin. I'll do a little bit in the passenger seat, just to experience it from what it's like to be a passenger. And of course, I'll dive into the hot seat, and I'll give my impressions. Really looking forward to it. As you know, guys, I love a hot hatch, and I've always had quite a big soft spot for the Mk7.5 Fiesta ST. I almost bought one once, but that's another story. But yeah, get some cameras on the car and we'll hit the open road.
Right.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yep.
Oh. It sounds like it's really excited.
Yeah.
Woo!
I call it the Michael Jackson car.
Love it. So you said off camera this hasn't been on a rolling road. What kind of power do you imagine it's making?
320-ish.
320.
With the spec it's at, and with the mapping that's been done to it and how it's been set up, I'd like to imagine it's around the 320 mark.
Which is insane for a car of this size. Now guys, for perspective, my Leon Cupra, which is parked at the yard, that's running 332 horsepower, and that's a larger car. So yeah, 320 in something that's the size of my trainer is insane. Have you ever timed any 0 to 60 runs with it?
I haven't, because when I was on an open diff, I didn't really think there was any point doing an open diff.
Well, the one tyre fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have done on track a 60 to 120, and I can't remember, it was around the 6-second mark, but I don't want to say that and then people go, well, there's no way that's doing 6 seconds.
That's impossible.
That's impossible. It's a rough estimate. I don't have like a draggy or anything like that. It's just from what you see on the GoPro, from when you hit 60, come onto the straight, and you time how long it takes.
Yeah, of course, I get that.
Where that GoPro's angled, you can see the speedo. Yeah. So on track, you can roughly see. And it's like with the diff now, on the back straight at Brands Indy, I was topping out at 115, 120 before having to brake for Paddock Hill Bend. Yeah. With the diff now, because you can come on the power so much earlier, I'm hitting 130. It's such a difference. You'll see in a minute why I wanted to take you down this road as well.
The ride isn't too bad. I was expecting it to be a bone breaker. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely firm. It's definitely taut. It's not too bad. Okay, yeah, the damping hasn't got the most amount of compliancy, but why would it? It's a track car. Yeah. So, but I mean, if you were to drive this day to day, I think it would be livable.
Yeah, it's definitely livable. I drove this every day, like at this spec, for about 8 months. Yeah. But I just wanted something comfortable. You finish a night shift at 4:30 in the morning, you don't want to be climbing into buckets and harnesses.
Yeah. No, this is not the one.
No.
So how long have you had this?
Nearly 2 years now.
Oh wow, okay, so it's been quite the transformation then. Yeah, in a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, so in terms of what came with the car, it was wheels, some brakes, coilovers. But where it was a street car, there's a lot more adaptation of what was on the car to get it more set up for track. Yeah. Exhaust being the main thing. It was basically a screamer pipe that was on the car. It was that Outlaw was a dual tip when I bought it. Yeah. But now I've welded in a big res and a big back box and converted it to a single tip. Yeah. So I'll bring that down.
It's a bit punchy. Yeah, that was yeah, surprising. But also very fun. A linear power delivery, isn't it? It's not surge or boosty. It was linear. That is the word. It's just nice and progressive, and it's strong. More importantly,
this is why I opted for the hybrid as opposed to big turbo.
Yeah.
Because I've things about you're always waiting for boost to kick in, then you've got to adapt your driving so you're always in boost and things like that.
Yeah.
Just be a fact, whereas this, you might have to wait a little bit sometimes when the car gets hot.
Yeah.
But it's not overly bad.
Passenger ride over, it was now time for me to get into the hot seat. I like the steering wheel. Nice and small. So I should get something like this for the Mk5.
Yeah. Honestly, Facebook Marketplace at its best, that was.
Well,
they work.
Brakes work.
I thought they were a bit sharp.
Oh, that's a nice throttle response.
Yeah.
And that gear change, oh, it's so sweet.
Straight over this one.
Oh, that's such a satisfying change. Steering is lovely. It's so nicely weighted, and of course with the diff, it's really nice and responsive. I dread to think how much that shifter was.
Free.
100?
No, free.
Oh, I see.
I bought another ST and it came with it.
Oh wow, how much is that worth? Do you know?
$4.90.
That's not that bad, you know. That's not bad.
Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked in months.
Yeah.
But when that guy, one of my mates, Mikey,
let's straight through the corners.
For the Beamer, and this came with it, I was like, mate, let's do it.
It's so flat. There's barely any roll as you're going through the corner. Now, of course, the suspension and the roll cage and so forth will help that. It goes without saying. But this is impressive, and these are, of course, my first impressions. I haven't had a sneaky drive off camera. This is my first time driving this car, and therefore my first impressions. And this genuinely feels like a weapon. In the right hands, you're going to be upsetting a lot of people on track, for sure.
Yeah.
Just a shame that we haven't quite got the open road in front of us, but even so, I can enjoy the car for what it is, and it's just a very, very strong, extensive build, and you're not done.
No.
That's the crazy thing.
If you back off slightly,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Up here is some fun twisties.
That is strong power in such a little car. It is genuinely deceptive. Like I say, power wise, you're about the same as my Leon, which is madness. Small cars with big power, yes, yes please. They are awesome. And you can just chuck them into bends, and it will thank you for it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic. As I say many times, a hot hatch should be all about painting a massive grin upon your face, and yeah, this car's certainly doing that. Of course, this isn't your average Fiesta ST, but it's better for that. Yeah, this is a very good piece of kit.
So bring it up to 4 and then plant your foot.
Right. That's always 4 now. Oh! Hello! Hello! Blimey O'Reilly! Yeah.
That's my favourite thing to do when I'm driving it around.
It's a bit nippy, isn't it? Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, it's just all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
I'm glad you like it.
I mean, it's a fast forward, it's a hot hatchback, why wouldn't I like it? But that, I keep saying it, but that shifter, oh god, that shifter's good. It's so satisfying to use, it's so pleasing. And for me, that's what hot hatches should be about. Having a really good manual gear change. and just having that opportunity to rev match, oh, it's so delightful as a driver. It is fantastic. I can imagine you hit some pretty crazy speeds on track, and I bet you get people in their M3s or whatever looking in the rear view mirror and go, oh, it's just a Fiesta. They go, hang on a minute, it's right behind me. But how and when did that happen? But I quite like that on track days, because my Mk7.5's turboed, and don't get me wrong, quite a lot of Mk7.5's are turboed, but you're able to keep up to something. They're probably looking at the rear view going, how's that car doing that? Yeah. And I'm by no means the fastest or the best driver, but yeah, it's satisfying when you keep up to something that really and truly you probably shouldn't be able to do so, but yeah.
I think the best example and the funniest example I saw was a couple of weeks ago at Brands Hatch, and there was one of the, you know, the really old school mini cup cars.
Yeah.
One of them was there. It was so small, he didn't brake. Yeah. And this mini, you're like, holy it's out with some monsters. And he's just didn't brake. He just lifted off and threw it in, and because it's so light and nimble, these tiny tyres that you see on a Tyke's car, and it's just going. I was amazed by it.
Power comes in so quickly as well. Very, very impressive. Very, very fun. But that's what this kind of car should be all about.
Yeah.
This car, in my opinion, above all, it should be fun. Doesn't matter whether it's standard, lightly modified, crazy like this. It should be fun. It should be making you feel happy and making you smile. And that's what these kind of cars should be all about.
Yeah, definitely.
Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. To be honest with you, I don't think you would have enjoyed it quite as much as I did driving the car. By the way, a massive big thank you to Jack for letting me drive his lovely track weapon. Please give him a follow on Instagram. I'll put the details as a caption at the bottom of your screen and also in the video description. As Jack's hinted towards, this will become a time attack weapon, and as we've said many times, one of the occasions was a few months ago, Jack is not finished with this car, so please follow his Insta. There'll be lots coming, and although this car is quite heavily transformed as it is, there's more to come. So yeah, please follow the car's journey and Jack's journey. I wish you all the best with time attack. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous, but yeah, I know that a lot of time, effort and money goes into such things, so I'll take my hat off to you, my metaphorical hat. But yeah, I really do hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Also, actually, well, I don't want to put pressure on you, but are you possibly starting up your own YouTube?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube that has just my track footage at the moment.
Yeah.
But yesterday, quite literally yesterday, we filmed our first video.
Cool.
So yes.
So I'll pop a link to Jack's video, so Jack's YouTube channel below as well. So check that out as well, because again, I imagine it's going to be documenting your journey. Yeah. So yeah, if you love your Mk7.5 content, or you want to see what this thing turns out to be as a time attack weapon, hit that up. Oh, look at that Mk 1 MX5. That is nice.
He's just come out from back there as well. They must be all out the back today.
That is really nice. Yeah. I think that might be. I think that's an import. That's a Unos.
Yeah, it's got the badge on the back.
That's really tidy. That's a really nice colour. It's like a bluey purple. I'm digressing. This was meant to be an outro, the longest outro in history. Yeah, if you have enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession. Lovely stuff.
Awesome.